Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namame Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik. Let us say the second verse. Nela pita sthola sukshma hrasva dirghadi bhedataha. Nana vidhani rupani pashyelochaname kadha. I want to present before you two scenarios. You compare and contrast them in yourself. You see, lochanam, the eyesight, pair of eyes, but the eyesight. It cognizes multiple forms and colors. The forms have colors also. You know what? Unless there is a contrast, you will not see anything. There should always be contrast, then only you will see. In fact, there is a commercial back in India, I don't know, here you have seen, there is a wall on which there is a wallpaper. And the wallpaper has a particular design, some checkered kind of design. You understand what I mean? And then a person who wears the shirt of the same design, a pant of the same design, and a topi also of the same design. And he puts same design on his face also. And he stands to the wall. And you look at, however length you look at, you don't see the person. Then he walks out, steps out. It appears as if he is stepping out of from inside the wall. I did not see this guy, what is this? Means there is no contrast. Unless there is contrast, you do not see. Okay? If all things of this creation are blue, then you will not know what is blue. So you see by contrast. And this is used in many ways. Like some water is coming all the time. From empty space, water is falling. There is no big trick. There is a water pipe inside. Only is the water pipe is made of glass, and the glass is made in such a way that its refractive index is exactly same as that of water. Therefore you see water only, you don't see pipe. And therefore it looks as if water is coming from above. So this is how the eyesight functions by contrast. So you see forms, and you see many things, and also you see different things. You are very much outgoing. And then you start judging those things. These are beautiful, these are not beautiful. Now you started a samsara for yourself. And now it will go on till the last breath. You started maybe at the age of 7 or 8 or 9. Poor people in the village started maybe after 11, 12, 13, but young, rich people started at a very young age of 4 or 5 or 6. It depends, but you begin, and it will be going on and on and on. There is a name for it. In Sanskrit we give a nice name. It is called Indriya Kajivanam. Means a life in which the Indriya is not important, Indriyaka is important. There is no focus on the Indriya. The focus is only on what the Indriya is the organ, sense organ, sight, what the sight cognizes, the entire focus is on what the sight cognizes. Neela, Peta, small, big, and short, long, etc. So, entire life goes in this, in these cognitions. You are caught in these multiple cognitions. Okay? And these cognitions, what you cognize, these multiple forms and colors are transient. Is it not clear? They are transient. How many forms you must have seen till now? And what happened to all those forms? Okay. Suppose you go to Niagara, you have seen a form, and now where is that form? Again you have to go to Niagara to get that form. It is gone. Thank God the eyesight is like a mirror, not like a camera. It just reflects the forms, and then the forms are erased. You remain clean, like a clean slate, free from forms. So now, where do you want to focus? You focus on the outside. You have a life dictated by the forms and the opposites associated with those forms. The opposites are good, bad, beautiful, ugly, likable, not likable. These are the opposites. And these opposites bind people. Because there is a truth in those opposites, it is all falsehood. They are transient, time-bound, meaning unreal. That is the rule, you know. Shankara said, Yat nityam tat satyam. Nityam is eternal, timeless. Whatever is timeless, that alone is the truth. And whatever is time-bound, it is unreal. What about the time scale? It may be a short time scale. On one particular scale, the event may be short. On a different scale, the event may be long. But still, it is time-bound and it comes to the same. Namely, it is unreal. So, this is the philosophy that you have to understand. I ask you, suppose you are watching the movie and you see on the screen an old man, 60-year-old man, and a young boy, 4-year-old boy. Now you tell me, I will see your general knowledge, what is the age of the boy and what is the age of the old man? You tell me. Suppose you say 4 and 60, you are a good cinema goer. Okay? Suppose you say momentary. Both their age is a moment. The boy's age is a moment, the old man's age is also a moment. Now you know philosophy. You are talking some sense. So you have to choose. So here is what is called Indriya Kajivanam. The life which is dictated or even overwhelmed by the appearances, the multiple different forms. So you are attached. Now the attachment begins. You call something good. You call something beautiful. So then after a while you see the ugly. Right? And now you theorize that God created the beautiful and ugly. I suggest God did not create beautiful and ugly. You created the ugly. When did you create the ugly? When you have named one thing as beautiful, in that moment you have created the ugly. Oh, this rose is beautiful. Put it on the table. So you pluck the rose from the plant for no reason whatsoever, very unnecessarily, and that is a himsa also, papam, but you do that and put it on the table. And you contradict yourself, because when it is left on the plant, it will be shining and beautiful or whatever, fresh, for 3-4 days. But you cut it along with the stem and then put in a water bottle so that it will get water. If that is your intention, that the flower should get water, you should better leave it on the plant itself. Self-contradictory. When you cut it, you have cut it off from the sap. Okay, you stay like that. No, I want to put it in water so that it will get some water again. What a contradiction. You contradict yourself. One moment before you were cutting off the sap, and next moment you are trying to supply some kind of a sap. So what a contradiction it is. Why people do these things? Because they are caught in the Indriya Kajivanam. Mahatmas won't do such things. And then you say the rose is beautiful. It is what it is. It is not beautiful. It is what it is. And then, so you have given a name to it and a judgment also. It is beautiful. And it's only a matter of time before you come across the opposite, namely the ugly. Another flower comes before you. Oh, it is nothing. It is useless. Or it is ugly. So God doesn't create beautiful and ugly. God doesn't create anything. You create. Okay. So this is the problem. When you go to the movie, they put names before the movie story begins, the names are presented. In India, there the producer will be there. The one who has created that movie, director, producer. And then, so you come home after seeing the movie, you come home that he produced the movie. He did not produce the movie, you produced the movie. He produced some silly thing. While you sit and watch, you produce the movie. It is your projection. Okay? But we think that the producer has produced. Samsara is like that. So you create a world of opposites, beautiful, ugly, good, evil, dharma, adharma, all kinds of, you have a measuring stick with you, and with that you measure and divide the whole creation into the opposites, what all you see into the opposites, and then make a philosophical statement that the world is full of opposites and God created all these things. Why God should do like that? Arey appa, that is not God, that is you. So, this is Indriya Kajivanam. In this Indriya Kajivanam, I will come for the contrast. But before that, you talk of beauty. Niyala Peta, you know, that is the verse. You talk of beauty, beautiful form. So it is very beautiful. And some people sell an idea. Once I was in Israel for something, and then I came across an archaeologist. In Israel is full of a society of archaeologists. So many archaeologists are there. And he is a travel guide and also an archaeologist. And he wanted to sell a pot to me. Pot, small pot. You cannot even use it for drinking water because one or two cracks are there. But he says it's a Byzantine pot. The pot coming from the Byzantine kingdom days, that is 12th century or 13th century. So it costs, he quoted $300 without my asking, he quoted $300, but he is willing to give it to me specially for $100. I said, even if you give it free, I won't take it, because I don't have any value for that pot. So now he is not selling a pot to me, he is selling an idea to me. So this beauty is like that. 7 roses, $9. He is not selling roses to you, he is selling some silly idea to you, and you waste $9 unnecessarily. Okay? So, therefore, what is beauty? Beauty, you have to understand what is beauty. Beauty for most of us, beauty is something, a quality or an attribute which is in a building. Beauty is in a building. Or if you are an artist or etc., it is in a picture or art form. Or it is in a cloud. For most of these landscape people, beauty is in a plant or a tree or a lawn. Lawn beauty? What do you mean by beauty in a lawn? Where from you get these weird ideas? So, and then there is beauty in a face for some time. It comes with a rider. Beauty for some time, there is a beauty in a face. And that beauty shifts also. Therefore, this beauty, the quality of beauty, is it out there? No. People who assume that there is beauty in the out there, they are leading a life of Indriya Kajivanam. That is how they are living. They are living in a dream, and all of it will collapse. So, you see, I tell you what is beauty. Beauty is in you. That is the beauty of the mind, you can say. These things, you cannot really separate them. For the purpose of understanding, we describe them separately, but they are all one and the same. It is the beauty of the mind, or it is the beauty of the soul, or it is the beauty of Atma. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. So it is the beauty of the Atma. When the mind is silent, the awareful being comes into the fore, and there is a beauty in it. And even at the level of the mind is its content, the movement it is the flow. We call it the waking consciousness. Waking consciousness is the background of all movement of the mind. And in that waking consciousness, if there is no self-centered activity, all activity comes from consciousness, you know. It is in the hands or legs, but it originates in the consciousness. Suppose in that consciousness, there is no self-centered activity. Self-centered activity means there is activity without seeking anything for oneself. That kind of activity. It is possible. You have it in you. Only you have to make it more pronounced. You are not selfish all the time. You are not the egotistic person all the time. Only in flashes you are selfish, you are egotistic and all that. And if you look at the background, or those moments when you are not egotistic or selfish, you are that selfless, personless, egoless, awareful being. That is what you are. And therefore, that mind, that consciousness, which has no self-centered activity in it, that is the most beautiful thing. That is the beauty, the real beauty. You should go for that beauty. And you see, you have to understand what is beauty. This understanding of beauty is very essential to put you on the path of self-realization. Similarly, not only beauty, there is one more thing, joy. You have to understand the joy correctly. If you assume that the joy is in donuts, or in some functions, or in some objects, or in driving a costly car, if that is how you look at it, that is what is called Indriya Kajivanam. And when you carefully examine your experiences, you are your guide, you examine your experiences. Any time you assume that there is joy in the outer, you will be cheated by that outer. That it will cheat you. It will throw itself upon, it will throw you on your face that, and it will prove to you unequivocally that there is no joy in it. You drive a new car, assuming that there is joy in it. The car will prove to you that there is no joy in it. Very soon, sooner than later it proves. Therefore, you should learn a lesson from these experiences and understand that joy is not an attribute of the outer. Outer is flimsy, fleeting, and unreal, false. It is false is the word. Whereas the joy of the consciousness in which there is no selfishness, the consciousness which includes all, the consciousness which has no sense of enmity, which has no sense of jealousy, that consciousness, it knows what joy is. So, to discover the joy within and to discover the beauty within, which is same as discovering that there is no joy in the out there. There is no beauty out there. That is all unreal. So, this discovery is very essential for moving forward in this journey of self-realization. Therefore, this Jivanam, where you discover that beauty within you, you discover that joy within you, it is called Viveki Jivanam. Viveki Jivan. So these verses in Drig Drishya Viveka, so Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik, in that he shows you the outer, Rupam Drishyam, and tells you what is the outer. It is nothing more than multifarious, and it is unreal, and it has no independent existence. The outer is upheld by the inner. It is the eyesight which gives a status to all these things. A form is a form only because the eyesight cognizes it. Minus the eyesight, the form has no existence even. Therefore it is false, it's an appearance. The eyesight is the thing. That is so look within for the real. Don't look all around for the real. Look within for the joy. Look within for the beauty, not all around. So live a life of Viveka, Viveki Jivan, not the life of Indriya. The cognitions will be there, and what you cognize, it attracts you. You allow the forms to hold you. It is a silly thing to do. And this is how you get a form that you like, you become happy temporarily, and then you lose the form, you become unhappy. Every time you pay the price of happiness with unhappiness. The dukkham is the price that we pay for the limited sukham that we seek from the world. You stop seeking any sukham from the world, you will not know what is dukkham. And you rise above the opposites of sukha and dukkha and abide in uninterrupted, boundless happiness or joy within yourself. This is the Viveki Jivan versus Indriya Kajivanam. So I am done with the first line and the second verse. Okay? Now we come to the second line. Tadrishyam druktumanasam. So there is a tu. In Sanskrit, where there is a tu, you have to become alert. So he is now saying something different or distinct. Or even he is going to improve upon what he said till then. So he said, the Acharya said, Lochanam Druk, the eyesight is the seer. Eyesight is the subject. And the form is the object and eyesight is the subject. Two, he is going to change it. Now he will make the eyesight itself object. That is the two. Two means but. In English, but. You see, we always use the word but. Okay? When you said but, what comes will be negating what you said till then. Okay? In management, there is a principle. You have to make your proposition in the meeting. The task meeting will be there, the core team meeting, where the tasks are defined and the implementation, this and that. In that meeting, you make a proposal, or you present your thesis. You should not use the word but. That is the idea. You should not use the word but. You try this, okay? But here we are using but. Why? Because we are going to dismiss what was said earlier. One part of it we are going to dismiss. And that is the lochanam, the eyesight. We said that it is the seer, it is the subject, but only temporarily, provisionally. It is not the real subject. So, Drig, so tat drishyam, tat lochanam, so that eyesight is not Drig as said earlier. Really, if you pay attention, it becomes drishyam. It becomes that which is seen. It becomes the object. Then, what is the subject now? Driktu manasam. Manasam drik. Manasam is same as manaha. Manaha, mind. Manasam is also same, mind. This is called tadhita pratyaya, tadhita suffix. Swarthe. It comes without changing the meaning. Generally the suffix can would change the meaning. That is general. But there are some suffixes which do not change the meaning, called swarthe pratyayaha. So manaha is same as manasam. So it is the mind. Now it is the mind which is the Drig. And here the Acharya has explained it nicely. So we have the experience. So my eyesight is in good shape. Suppose somebody asks, did you go to the ophthalmologist? No, why ophthalmologist? My eyesight is very good. And I want to see a ophthalmologist because my eyesight has some issue. It is not as good as it was earlier. This is the experience. So mama chakshuhu andham, mama chakshuhu mandam, mama chakshuhu patu. So somebody says, I am blind, I can't see anymore. He has to say it. He is obliged to say it because he will be looking at you like that. And it seems as if his eyes are fully open and he must be seeing it. But he cannot see. He is blind. Therefore, when you try to say something to him, he will advise you, sir, I cannot see. I am blind. So mama chakshuhu andham, he says. Somebody else says, I need not go to the doctor or any such thing. Mama chakshuhu patu, my eyesight is perfect. And in a different context, one may say, my eyesight is not in good shape. Mama chakshuhu mandam. Okay? So in all these cases, the eyesight, chakshuhu, is the object it is. It is not the subject. Then who is the subject now? Now the subject is mind. Mind is the subject. That is the verse. Okay? So let us say, this is what is explained by Shankara in the third verse. So the third verse is an elaboration of the second line. Tadrishyam druktumanasam. That is being elaborated in the third line. Please say the third verse. Andhya mandhya patutveshu netra dharmeshu chaikadha sankalpayen manaha shrotratvagadav yujyatamidam. Okay, sorry, yojyatamidam. Okay. Now we will address this verse. So what he is saying, whatever description is being given, keeping eye and eyesight, the forms, etc. in the focus, you apply it to ears and skin, etc. That is what he is saying. Shrotratvagadav yojyatamidam. This argument you apply to ears, the faculty of hearing. Hearing. Ears stand for hearing. That is the faculty. So you can hear. So you are endowed with the power of hearing, which means knowing the sounds. It is all about knowing. Seeing means knowing the forms. Hearing means knowing the sounds. Okay? Now you apply this. So you said Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Druk, you said. Now you apply to hearing. So Shabdaha Drishyam Shrotram Druk. Right? So all the sounds are the object and the hearing is the subject. Now you apply briefly the discussion. The objects, namely the sounds, are many and are of different kinds, multifarious as usual. Whereas the hearing is one. Hearing is one. Okay? So the sounds versus hearing. The sounds versus hearing. Sounds are many and variegated, whereas hearing is one. You see? So where is Dvaita, where is Advaita? Not in the books or not with gurus. It is with you. When you focus on the hearing, you have come into Advaita. When you focus on the sounds, you are caught in the Dvaita. Suppose Dvaita is real, go along with it. But suppose Dvaita is not real, give it up. When it is not real, why should you go behind it? You are now with the one which is in you. This is the Dvaita Advaita. It is not some disputation between scholars or gurus, or it is not some philosophical thesis in the books. It is all of that, but it is more than all of that. It is simply your own experience and your own understanding. So coming to the sounds, there is a lot of study and study about it. There is a lot to learn about the faculty of hearing vis-a-vis the sounds. See, when you make the sound could be, sounds are of two kinds, intonational and alphabetical. Intonational sounds are nature's sounds. Alphabetical sounds are man-made sounds. Right? Very clear. That's why there was a discussion, Om, is it nature's sound or is it man-made? So, it is nature's sound. That is how the rishis presented it. It is nature's sound. How nature's sound? In the song of a cuckoo, or cuckoo. So in the song of a cuckoo, there is Om. In the cry of a child, there is Om. And a Mahatma said, as the river is flowing in a rapids, there is a sound, and in that sound there is Om. In the breeze, if you carefully listen, there is Om. So you have to listen. People do not listen. People just hear. They do not listen. There is a difference between the two. When you are aware of sounds, now you are listening. When you name the sound and judging, you are not listening, you are hearing. So that is the difference, okay? Therefore, there is that sound Om in the nature. Need not be Om. So many other sounds also could be there. They are intonational sounds. And alphabetical sounds is the sounds of language, which is man-made or thought-made, thought-created. These are the sounds. Now a question is asked. When a sound is made, let us say alphabetical sound, means you utter a word. It is called utterance. Utterance. In Sanskrit it is called Vyahrutihi. You must have heard Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. These are the Vyahrutis. Therefore an utterance. Suppose you utter a word and I know the meaning. What you utter, you say Rama, you say. I hear and I know. I hear and I know. Now what you said is Repha, that is R, and A, a vowel, Dirgham, Makara, Ma, and again a vowel, Hraswam. That is what you said. You did not say anything about Lord Rama. You only said this much. You made alphabetical sounds. R-A-M-A, that is what you said, right? And that is what I hear. But by the time this RAMA, it is taken in by the hearing faculty, it acquires a special status of knowledge. Okay? Now where is the knowledge? Is it in your mouth? No. It is in your head, but not in the mouth. In the mouth you have the organs which produce sound, the tongue, the teeth, etc. And then in the air between you, speaker, and me, the listener, there is air waves, sound waves in between. And then the sound box or the ear drum. And then some electrical alternating current that goes to the mind, the brain center of sound. And finally, after all this process is over, knowledge happens, Rama. So when you say Rama, I hear it and I know it and I become happy also. So, because it's a sacred sound, like that. Therefore, here is the faculty, hearing, the seat of knowledge. That is where knowledge takes place. Okay? Knowledge is not outside. Outside there is only movement of lips and tongue and a movement creating sound waves. That is what you have. Sound waves, you know. There is a difference between the quality of sound waves and the light waves. They are two different kinds of waves they are. Okay? Sound waves are material waves. Light waves are electromagnetic waves. Sound waves cannot travel in vacuum. Electromagnetic waves can travel in vacuum also. There is a big difference between the two. So the sound waves, that is what you are producing. And I generate knowledge out of it. The faculty of hearing generates knowledge out of it. The sounds are many, but the faculty of hearing is one. Okay? Now, where is that knowledge? This was the question. A very valid question. So where is that knowledge? So is it in the sound that is made by the other person, or is it in between where the sound waves are traveling through the intermediate space, or is it in the faculty of hearing? Where is this knowledge? So this is a big discussion. In Vyakarana there is a discussion. Even Mozart, you know Mozart, he is a great classical musician, he made an interesting statement. So I used to make it, and then I came to know the other day that it was Mozart who made that statement. The statement is, music, it is about music. Music is also sound. Music is not in the notes. It is in the silence between the notes. Notes are outside. You hear those notes, and between the notes there is the silence. And in that silence there is music. When you say Rama, the knowledge of Rama happens. How it happens? So I hear. When I hear, what I hear? Repha, followed by A, followed by Ma, followed by A. That is what I hear. And when the hearing is complete of those alphabets, then there is a silence. And in that silence, there is the knowledge of Rama. Silence is not void, it is fullness. It is fullness, it has everything. Therefore, Rama is not outside, Rama is in that silence, which is in you, which is you. All knowledge is in you, all joy is in you, all beauty is in you. That is the topic, today's topic is beauty, you know. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Shivam is auspiciousness. All Mangalam, all welfare, all auspiciousness is in you. All truth is in you. And there is nothing outside. What is outside is unreal. And a stage comes when the inside-outside division vanishes. And so, anyway, therefore, the music is not in the sounds, it is in the silence. I wish the musicians understand this. They don't study. They have to study. just do a concert and make some money and run away to another concert. It is used to make money. It becomes a commercial operation. Talk about Tyagaraja. If you know a little about Tyagaraja, you will understand that he has nothing to do with these concerts. And Tyagaraja has nothing to do with all these forms and all that. Tyagaraja's Rama is not the Rama that people worship here and there in their own way. That Rama is a different Rama. You have to study. So I feel like giving a lecture, the Vedantic philosophy of Tyagaraja. But then I am afraid of these musicians, they will beat me somewhere. Therefore, so why should I make a foray into them? I have enough already on my hands. So, because they don't understand. They think that music is Sarigamapada. Music is not Sarigamapada. Music is in silence. Silence, there is a statement like that. Sound of music, not silence. So, sound of music that music is in the silence. And that silence is in you. So, Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Druk, Shrotram Druk, Shabdaha Drishyam. Then you apply it to the nose also. Rose, very fragrant. Where is this fragrance? You do one thing. There was a Nobel Prize awarded to a Colombian physicist some 4 or 5 years back about smell, that is the Nobel Prize. You go to the reports and read his lecture. He gave a noble lecture, you read it, and so you will know where is the fragrance. Fragrance is not outside. Outside there is a flower, and there is an aromatic, volatile oil in that flower. And that oil throws up these molecules, because the oil is very volatile. And so those molecules spread around. And a few of them, molecules, not droplets even, molecules, a few enter into the nose and they get attached to the receptors inside. And those receptors, that is the Indriyam. And there the beauty or the joy of fragrance created. And that is one. These outside fragrances, etc., are many. Like this discussion, what we have done, you have to apply it to Shrotra, Tvaka. Skin also you have to apply. The touch, the sense of touch is one, but different touches, hot, cold, soft, hard. So, like that, the touch itself has a lot of shades outside. It is not as variegated as the Rupam is, but it follows the same law. So the sense of touch, so you should be focused on the sense of touch, not so much on different touches which are there outside. Okay? Just I am applying, but not very important. Important are only two, Nama, Rupa. Nama is what you hear, Rupa is what you see. Always Chakshuhu Shrotram. The three other organs follow the same method. So they are just casually mentioned. And so Shrotratvaka. Then taste. The taste is also worth considering. So sweet, sugar is sweet. Sugar is not sweet. Sugar is not sweet. Sugar, glucose, they are carbohydrate molecules. They are not sweet. Okay? They have a molecular structure, and so sucrose is a crystalline solid, glucose is also a white crystalline solid, and they have a particular structure in which plenty of hydroxyl groups are there. So there is no sweetness in the sugar. It is not sweet. And when you put it on the tongue, then sweetness, the tongue produces the experience of sweetness. Therefore, sweetness is in the tongue, not in the object. It provides the stimulus, but the sweetness itself is in the tongue. So, the tastes. So, tastes are many, But the tasting organ, the faculty is one. So, therefore, what you should do is, you should avoid, you should not pay attention to the multiple tastes. Pay attention to the tongue. You see, I remember, so I was hungry and I wanted a snack. In our childhood, there were only two snacks. In the entire society, there were two snacks. One is a piece of jaggery, that is a snack, like modern chocolate, a piece of jaggery. And the second snack is beaten rice, that is a counterpart of modern popcorn or whatever. So beaten rice, these are the two snacks. So my mother gave me some beaten rice to munch. I said, it doesn't taste, it is bland. She told, you don't know, it is not bland. You munch it, then you will know whether it is bland or not. So you eat it and tell me. No, I don't want it, it is bland. Come on, you follow my word, you eat it. So anyway, reluctantly I put it in my mouth and started munching. It is not bland, it is very tasty. Then she asked, how is it? Okay, don't tell me anything. So I went, it was very nice. So, learn to eat jaggery and beaten rice. Don't eat cakes. In fact, you need not go anywhere near bakery. And you don't need these cakes, these functions, these excessive food. All of this is unscientific, unspiritual, unhealthy. So all that variety, just dismiss it. You hold on to the faculty of taste in your mouth. Drink water. Daily drink water. Morning, afternoon, evening, drink water. You will know the sweet taste of water. When you drink Coke, you will never know the sweet taste of water. Because Coke is loaded with sugar, and to mask the taste of sugar, he adds a little salt to it. Two poisons. Sugar is one poison, salt is another poison. That is Coke. Why should you drink Coke? It is not worth drinking. So, therefore, Coke, I mean not a particular brand or any such thing. These drinks, aerated drinks, they are not worth drinking. Water is worth drinking. And if you drink milk, don't add sugar to that. Just drink milk, heated milk or whatever. Then you will know the natural taste of the sugar. It is in you, it is not in the milk really. Then you drink coffee. So coffee has a particular taste which is bitter. Now you drink, when you want coffee, you want to drink coffee. Don't mask the taste of the coffee. You first make coffee, mask the taste of coffee with milk and sugar. Don't do that, just drink coffee. A little. That is so, and you live with that bitterness, drink a little. Don't add some milk and sugar. So the attention paid to the taste, sugar taste, milk taste, this taste, that taste, the attention paid to the taste, it will hurt. It will hurt you. Withdraw that attention, all that attention. They are not important. The joy is in you, not in those things. You need some food to survive. To keep, you don't survive either. You are eternal. It's not a question of your survival. It is the survival of the body. So be kind to the body, and it wants some nutrition, provide it. It wants some water hydrated, you provide that also. And air, you provide, that is being provided, and it survives for a while, and when its time is over, the entropy gets reversed. Minus entropy becomes plus entropy, the body will fall. Let it. What is there? One problem is solved. Okay. So, this Indriya Kajivanam, is dismissed and Viveka Jivanam is adopted. That is the spirit of Drig Drishya Viveka. We are in the third verse. So I will come to the third verse again in the evening class and then proceed further. Om Purnamada Purnamidam